Hello, welcome to Missing Link. I'm Nate.
Now, Mace,
And,
it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. We missed like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just life happens, I guess.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Right.
But we're back. That's all that matters.
That's true.
We saw a lot of movies.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. I was actually just telling my girlfriend yesterday. I think October's been the month I've seen the most amount of movies since like January or February.
I didn't see any movies in September, so October kind of caught me back up.
Yeah, I've been watching probably at least one horror movie a day. Some days I watch like 3 or 4. Other days I just skip a few.
Yeah.
And then we've seen 3 movies in theaters since the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess we'll start with do just chronological by date. So I believe Venom was the first one that came out. Venom, that's the most recent one we watched. We watched this movie at like 11 something at night. Nobody else in the theater.
Yeah, it was great.
It was actually a really fun movie experience.
Great time. Great movie. No, I'm kidding. Venom was kind of shit. Josh liked it a bit more than me.
Yeah. The more, I'm glad I got to sleep on it because I was thinking about it more and more. I'm like, if this was made in like 2004, it would have been like perceived as fine. But the pedestal, I think, has just been so high. And like, there's just better ways to make a superhero movie now. So, like, yeah, I think I agree with the census that this feels like a 2000s movie that somehow made its way out and came out in 2018. But
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this script was like 15 years old.
Oh, yeah. At least...
Just like, oh, we finally did it.
The script was definitely written at least around, like, Spider-Man 3.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing about this film that I was like, man, I really wanted to see this on the big screen.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so people, like, were bitching about the Venom not being rated R, and they thought, this was supposed to go a serious route. I'm like, the 90s Venom comics were pretty fucking stupid. Like Venom was made more as an anti-hero. It was made more of a little dumber character, but I think everybody thought this was going to be 80s Venom. But if it was 80s Venom, he'd be in the Spider-Man movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably like award this movie a lot of like brownie points for not making the same mistakes as a bunch of other shitty superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because like at least they don't like try to force this into tying into anything.
At least
like,
they got the casting right this time with Venom.
Yeah, they got Eddie Brock right.
Yeah. At least this guy physically looks like Venom. Like, I could believe Tom Hardy's.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, the creature design was pretty good. The special effects were passable. Like this movie's not Suicide Squad. This movie's not horribly edited.
People were comparing this to Catwoman, and I thought that was completely wrong.
No, I mean, this plot's not great, but it's not Catwoman's plot. At least it's relatively comic book accurate, as close as you can without doing Spider-Man in the origin.
Yeah.
They kind of, like... There's a lot of plot holes in this film, but, I mean, if you're really going to dissect a movie like this and be that nitpicky, you can do that with any superhero movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's outstanding about this film, and there's nothing that's, like, so bad that it needs to be burned bad about this film.
Yeah, like, when it comes to plot holes in that, it's, like, it's kind of, like, meaningless when it comes to superhero movies, because I could probably think of many plot holes in Venom as I can with Infinity War. Like, it's just meaningless.
Yeah, I will say something like Infinity War is like an event, you know?
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like an event movie. This just feels like, hey, a superhero movie's out this month. You're going to go see it.
Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've had a superhero movie in theaters, meaning Ant-Man and the Wasp was in July, so like 3 months without a movie, without a superhero movie is kind of a long time for mainstream audiences.
Remember when we had to wait like 3 years for Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
And now it's like, if that came out now, like we'd probably have to wait like a year and a half tops.
Yep.
Like it's weird how like we've gone from a culture where it's like, oh, we need to make this longer because we need to build it up. Now it's just, we want it now. And I think, yeah, that's kind of what we're going towards. And we know Sony made this movie because they needed to get the rights to Spider-Man back. Every couple of years, they got to make a Spider-Man property.
I thought that Venom was like pretty good. Like the scenes where he's, attacking, whether it be like agents from Riz Ahmed's fucking company.
Yeah, the best scene was when it was all the smoke and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chase scene was kind of crappy, in my opinion. I didn't like how...
Oh, we're gonna go into spoilers, by the way. This movie's been out for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie yet, then just don't bother.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, if you're not the person that's gonna see this opening week, or by now, you probably don't care enough, but... Yeah, spoiler alerts, this movie kind of sucks. Also, like, the action sequences are alright. It's kind of cool to see, like, the Venom monster kick some ass. Like, you don't normally get to see something like that out of a superhero movie. It's always, like... Just, like... Honestly, okay, what this movie reminds me of, the first Ant-Man, when Ant-Man is actually, like, shrinking down and fighting people, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is just, like, a subpar comedic heist film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this doesn't have the comedic heist element, and instead has, like, a shitty sci-fi movie, like, script.
Yeah.
And then, like, the action sequences are comparable to that of Ant-Man.
It's weird, the first act of this movie is so slow and so bad, and then it just speeds the fuck up.
Yeah. This movie's like an hour and 40 minutes or something. Like, it's a quick sit.
Yeah.
It's not trying to pretend to be like one of these 2 hour, 20-minute long Marvel movies.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, we know what we are. Here you go.
The build-up was slow. It took a while to see Venom in this movie. I think probably like 45 minutes or so. Yeah. But, I mean...
I was kind of expecting that because it's an origin movie.
Would have been fine if, like, I cared about Eddie Brock's relationship with Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
But Michelle Williams phoned in this performance. She didn't try.
It was interesting that they kind of really made him out to look like a dick in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he fucked up.
And he's doing, like... I think it was interesting how they made him, like a YouTube journalist.
Yeah.
Like, just, like... doing, whatever cutting-edge Philip DeFranco bullshit he can do. Like, he's trying to expose, like, major corporations and prove to be this, like, great thing. But, like, the way he goes about getting his information's completely immoral. He pretty much stabs his girlfriend in the back, and she breaks up with him.
And then him and Riz Ahmed's character, I can't remember his name, he runs the company called Life. They had, like, the worst interview in the world. And it was Riz Ahmed's character's, like, this, like... What was he want to send rockets to space for a reason?
Yeah, he thinks the planet's on the brink of ending. And
okay.
He thinks that the world is terrible and needs to be fixed.
So he's like the opposite of Stark Industries, because Stark wants to build a wall around like a protection around the world, and Riz Ahmed's character wants to let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I would say he's like anti Tony Stark meets like evil Elon Musk.
Yeah,
like really, it's kind of the vibe I was getting.
Yeah, and Riz Ahmed had a weird performance.
He wasn't good.
Yeah,
he phoned this one in.
I like Riz Ahmed, but
he's probably great in Sister Brothers. It's a movie I'm trying to see relatively soon.
Yeah.
He's great in Nightcrawler. He's good in a lot of things.
He's fine in Rogue One.
Yeah, he's honestly one of the better performances in Rogue One. Yeah, this wasn't even like... Tom Hardy tried.
Yeah.
The scenes with him and Venom are really good.
I got used to Tom Hardy's accent as the movie went forward. At first, it was really jarring.
Yeah, he has a pretty trash New York accent, but it's fine because his character's like kind of not living in New York anymore.
Yeah.
So I could see his accent changing a little bit. Like when I moved down to Florida, a little bit of my vocabulary and lingo changed. So
yeah,
I mean that I buy.
He became a Warriors fan.
Yeah, he's a bandwagon Warriors fan. Apparently, he doesn't like the Knicks anymore.
I mean, I don't blame him. But there's a lot of backlash towards this movie, but I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying.
Critically, there's a lot of backlash.
It's got a high-ass audience score.
The audiences are loving this film.
Yeah.
They're shoveling popcorn down their faces and eating this one up.
And you know what? Good for them.
If I was 10, this would probably be my favorite movie of the year. In all honesty, it's pretty cool. It's nice to see an anti-hero movie. I am a big proponent for this movie being R-rated. In a world where we've had R-rated superhero movies in the past 5 years that have done great at the box office, I don't understand why Sony feels the need to keep this a PG-13. I get the case that you're saying where, oh, well, Venom's not evil. He's not, like...
Yeah.
But, like, there's scenes where he bites off people's heads and there's no blood to be seen. It's not scary.
Yeah.
And I get, like, it doesn't need to be, but, like, the characters are acting like, oh, that was so gross, but we don't see anything, like... there's, like, 7 times a person's head gets bit off in this film.
I feel like making it PG-13 was definitely, like... I feel like it's kind of having Sony look at Disney like, hey, look at us, we're doing things. So that's probably all marketing.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was just a matter of, hey, we can get more people in seats. It'll be easier for teenagers to go see this movie without their parents.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only reason it's PG-13. I really think. I mean, sure, probably they want to gloat a little bit to Marvel, but Marvel's competently distributing R-rated movies here in the near future. I mean, they've already said Deadpool 3 is still going to be R-rated.
Yeah.
Now that they've acquired the rights to 20th Century Fox.
It's funny when the Marvel logo was on the screen. It said in association. That's the first time I've seen that. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're detaching themselves quite a lot.
Yeah. Which is interesting because they just had this huge partnership with Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting business.
Far From Home is still a Sony movie.
Yeah.
It's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's a Sony-produced film.
What did you think of that Far From Home suit?
Oh, the one that leaked 3 weeks ago?
I like it a lot.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think... I don't think there's going to be much backlash to it because we live in a world where the Spider-Man PS4 game is taking off and there's so many
well, it's got the white spider just like the video game, so
it's got the white spider just like the video game. It's red and black mostly.
Yeah,
I think it's a good color scheme.
That's always been my favorite Spider-Man suit is whenever they do red and black.
It's not like classic. It doesn't look like vintage Spider-Man to me, and that's kind of my favorite. I like the red and the blue and the black.
Oh, I mean it's classic. Yeah. But we've just had so many Spider-Men.
Yeah, I'm fine with it looking different.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the best looking suit that they've had so far in a film is the Amazing Spider-Man suit.
Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man 2
yeah.
is probably the best looking suit.
But, I mean, it's nice. It'll probably look great in the movie. It's
People
probably
were
going to have a lot of functions like the Iron Spider suit that he has in the first one. I don't think it's going to be one that he made or anything like that. It's probably another Stark Industries suit.
People were pissed that Venom's suit didn't have the logo on it, but I'm like, that would make no sense if he had the logo on it. There's no Spider-Man.
Right.
So I don't know. People are...
No, I thought the Venom monster looked great.
Yeah.
I think the size of it was big enough.
Got the face right.
Yeah. The face, the tongue. Honestly, good creature design. I like the texture of it because the suit in Spider-Man 3, it looks like a suit.
Yeah.
It really does. It has that same material as the Spider-Man one.
The thing that bothers me always about 3 is that I know Topher Grace is such a skinny guy, so when the suit's over him, all of a sudden he's jacked, and I'm like, what? Does Venom give him muscles?
Yes. In this iteration, it does.
Yeah. Well, in this one, it kind of just makes more sense because they just kind of make it that it's their own thing. They're not really a suit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they have their own personality, which I kind of really like. I thought the chemistry between Tom Hardy and himself really worked good.
Yeah, whatever voice manipulation they did to the Venom, I didn't recognize Tom Hardy's voice.
No, I thought it was somebody totally different.
Got a pretty recognizable voice for a guy who doesn't talk much in his movies.
Yeah. Thought it was cool. The middle of the movie was probably the best.
The sequence where people are breaking into his apartment and trying to shoot him is really cool because he's not aware that he has powers. It was that was kind of a good scene.
That's when that's the moment when all three of us kind of stopped shitposting the movie. And we started watching it.
I still continued to shitpost the movie, but you guys stopped. So,
yeah. I was actually like, oh, I'm into this. What the fuck?
The chase scene was kind of bad, but then the one you were saying where he's at the building that he works at, used to work at.
There's all the smoke grenades.
That was a pretty good action sequence for what it was.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the CG and that scene in particular was actually pretty well done.
Yeah.
And they did a good job not showing off too much of Venom running around and jumping and moving. He's kind of hiding in and out of the smoke.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of that scene in Kong Skull Island with the skull crushers in that the green flare.
Yeah.
And that smoke, like that's kind of what it looked a lot like, and I think both movies did a good job with that premise and that look.
Who directed this film?
I have the IMDb pulled up just in case we need to fact check. It is Ruben Fleischer, who's the director of Zombieland.
Oh, I wonder.
30 Minutes or Less, the Jesse Eisenberg movie with where he's got a bomb strapped to his chest.
That's interesting.
Yep. He's got Zombieland 2 coming out soon.
Damn. Those writers are working on big things.
Directed Gangster Squad.
That's a slept-on film.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think he was a honestly serviceable director. The script was kind of bad. Like, in all honesty, people can do better. Like, this feels like a script that was like sitting around for like 10 years, and then someone else like did another mock-up because they were like, "Oh, we've got like a good cast," and then it was a good enough script that Tom Hardy was like, "I want to do it." And I hear there's a lot that was left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Not surprising because it was originally supposed to be R-rated, and then they cut it down to a PG-13. So I guess that's the biggest reason why I'm upset.
Yeah.
Is it was written as an R, but like
they might pull up Batman v Superman and come out with a rated R cut.
An rated R
for DVD or Blu-ray.
That
whatever.
wouldn't surprise me for this, but I don't think at that point it would really add anything.
No. I don't know. According to Tom Hardy, his favorite scenes aren't in the movie. So I guess from an actor's perspective, he thinks he could do more with the film.
Maybe there's really good performances in there.
Yeah. I think this is a good foundation for build the positives, like get rid of the shit, and make the sequel better. And speaking of sequels, there was an end credits scene.
The end credits scene.
There's going to be Carnage. Woody Harrelson. Interesting casting.
I mean,
he looks like him.
Yeah.
They got the look down.
It's almost too comic book accurate. Like, it looks really hokey.
Like, it's really over the top.
He's got, like, a really big red clown wig on. Like, I don't know.
It's very, like, late 90s.
Honestly, this movie, like, if it came out the same year as Daredevil, it would have been great.
Yeah. It would have been a breath of fresh air after Daredevil.
But, this...
If they keep, like, if they're self-aware about the stupidity and they just roll with it and do this Carnage and Venom thing, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain about the movie getting a sequel. I just don't think I really care enough about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the critics got this movie right. I mean, a 35 on Metascore and like a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And it's like, how many of those scores are probably like 5 out of 10?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't consider that a bad movie.
No.
I consider that an okay movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's passable.
Yeah.
I think this movie's a solid 4.5, 5 out of 10.
That's why Rotten Tomatoes is a broken system that I can't stand, and I do not like that it's getting more popular.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of over using Rotten Tomatoes as a like, the audience score is always more accurate to me.
It started out as a fine website, but I feel like it's just gone way too overblown.
Well, I just think there's like more critics on it now, so things are either really low or really high, and there's no in between. But then there's also instances where, like 3 out of 5 tomatoes can be a rotten score, which is like a 60%. So it's like, how? It's a head scratch.
It's weird. But the next week, I think it came out was First Man, which was
anticipated film for me this year.
Yeah, same for me. It's got my boy Ryan Gosling in it, as we've learned in past episodes. He's my favorite working actor.
Damien Chazelle, one of the hot up-and-coming directors.
Directed one of my favorite movies in the past couple of years, La La Land.
And Whiplash, two great
Whiplash
films.
Is awesome. Yeah.
It's the Neil Armstrong biopic.
Spoiler alert, they made it.
Yeah. Although Stanley Kubrick wasn't in this film,
no.
So I guess it wasn't the real story.
And they didn't plant the flag in it. Supposedly this movie is unpatriotic. Did you hear about that?
That's really funny because I actually felt that this movie had a great amount of patriotism.
They kept talking about the race, between them and Russia.
And that was the biggest motivation. and there's multiple scenes where Ryan Gosling has to, or Neil Armstrong, my bad, has to do a press conference just to get public opinion on the side of continuing to fund the space race.
Yeah.
And
not everybody was happy with it. They showed that people didn't like that their money was going towards space.
Young people, the same people protesting the Vietnam War, really didn't want to waste money into outer space, and that we should focus on our own problems and the civil rights of the time. And I think that this movie actually did a great job portraying the political climate of the time, which is something I wasn't really expecting to happen.
They gave us like little hints of everything, of like really good potential, but then nothing was like expanded, and it just felt really random to me.
Yeah, especially the characters.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like this outline of a character in like everyone in this film, and then it never gets elaborated on fully.
Yeah, like I get it, it's a Neil Armstrong movie. He's gonna be the main focus, but I mean, other characters can get a little depth. Like, can't the wife just get a little character development?
Yeah, she looks sad the whole movie, and then she looks more sad when her daughter dies, and then
the kid hits her with her towel.
And then the kid just slaps her with a towel, and then she laughs when the kids are getting punished, but like she thinks it's funny. I don't know. Like, Damien Chazelle's a really good director.
He's a really good character director, also.
And the performances aren't bad in this film. It's almost just like the script wasn't written for performances.
Yeah.
It was written for like
a documentary or like a bio, like
just like a course of events that happened, and then it
was very textbook.
Takes place over the course of like 8 years or whatever.
Or
maybe even longer. I think the first one's 1959 or something like that. So 10 years.
Yeah. Nobody ages.
No. That's kind of a trope that I've noticed like starting to go away in biopics.
Yeah.
Like they don't make the characters age as much.
No, because didn't that used to be a thing
that was a huge thing.
What was the Robert De Niro boxer movie where he played both the young boxer, Raging Bull, where he played both the young boxer and then after he retired.
Yeah.
And he really good method acting, but
I think he won the Academy Award for it too, I think
so. But
yeah.
Yeah, they don't really do stuff like that anymore, which is interesting. I'm trying to think of when I saw that. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
They do it in the Doors, the Jim Morrison pick.
Okay.
He kind of ages and goes through a change in that film. He gets older and sicker. I'm trying to, like, no, that's like a common thing in biopics is you typically make them age a little bit at least.
This Dick Cheney movie coming up is probably going to be like 12 years, and he's not going to age at all.
No, I remember seeing The Founder a couple years ago, and that Ray Kroc biopic about the start of McDonald's, and that movie takes place over the course of 25 years, and they don't make Michael Keaton age at all. Like, he's wearing the same outfit, except the last scene.
I want what he's drinking.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's a weird trope that's starting to disappear.
Yeah, I guess, like, not that I don't care, I guess they don't need that. The audience, maybe they think is smarter than what they used to be.
But, like, Theory of Everything, they made Stephen Hawking age quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the better made biopics still do it.
Yeah.
But then, like, the average ones just don't give a shit.
Yeah. Do you think First Man is going to get Oscar buzz?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think the Academy loves Damien Chazelle. I think it's going to get a Best Director nomination.
Probably will.
I think this movie stands as a contender for a lot of the technical awards. Like, I think sound design, which I think is getting moved to the night before on the technical night now.
Yeah.
They're not even doing it at the main show, which is beyond me. I could see, like, visual effects. A lot of these they looked practical. I think it'll get a cinematography nom too because this movie's almost flashy with the fact that it's shot on film.
The moon itself looked great.
Yeah, absolutely. The moon landing sequence is by far the best thing about this film. The music and then the quick cut to nothing. Exactly what it would sound like out there on space. Really cool. I like how they used a mix between actual intercom radio and re-recording lines of dialogue in that moon landing scene. Him talking to Houston. I believe Houston is like the actual recording, and then his
and then
lines
Ryan
are reread
Gosling's
by Ryan
voice.
Gosling.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that sequence was really awesome. Like the last 15 minutes are great.
Yeah. Well, the very end,
end is a nothing ending that didn't
Yeah.
need to happen.
that was a little hokey, and Damien Chazelle's usually really good at endings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think La La Land has like the ending's the best part about that movie.
And like, there's no dialogue in the ending of Whiplash, but there's so many things that says a lot about that scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is just like let their emotions breathe through, but like
It was just way too like on the nose for
Yeah.
a Chazelle movie.
yeah.
Granted, this is only his third movie. He's got a long career ahead of him, but
I feel like this is like the first movie that wasn't like his pick to direct. Like I feel like this is his first time not directing the movie that he wanted to.
that means his next movie will be great.
Hopefully, I think this is like the first one that he's made for someone else.
But then it's gonna announce that he's
This
gonna,
is a Steven Spielberg film.
yeah.
He was the executive producer. I think if Spielberg
Yeah.
wasn't as old as he is, he would have directed this one himself. In all honesty,
It would have been The Post again.
honestly, this movie reminds me a lot of The Post.
I was thinking of The Post too while watching this.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is probably gonna, since Spielberg's producing it, it might get that Best Picture.
It's a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think
Not
it's
a
gonna
win.
win. I
No.
don't think this is gonna win.
Even-
If it does, it's a really slow year for
Yeah.
but for the Academy Awards.
I mean, so far we're very early in the Oscar season, but what do we got? Bohemian Rhapsody, Vice. I don't know what else we got. Because everything else has kind of been under the radar.
Star is Born.
Oh, A Star is Born, yeah. Lady Gaga's getting Oscar buzz for that.
Yeah, I think she's a contender for
Yeah.
sure. I thought the musical score by Justin Hurwitz was pretty solid.
Yeah, thought it was a pretty solid score.
Mm-hmm.
If Ryan Gosling played the same character he's played. It's like
Yeah.
in a lot of movies.
It's a very Ryan Gosling performance
Yeah.
where you're gonna get like a few really good tastes of raw emotion. The scene where he's crying over his daughter's death stands out
very
a
good.
lot. Like a very well acted scene. He's
if the Oscars were good at presenting their fucking scenes, that's the scene they would show. But I know they're not going to do that.
well, right, because there's no dialogue there.
Yeah, so they're gonna. I don't know what one they would even do for him.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's Blade Runner, it's Drive, like it's the usual Ryan Gosling performance. It's a very good performance, but nothing stand out. I want Ryan Gosling to do another Nice Guys type movie.
Yeah,
I see a lot of potential in him.
I like when he does rom-coms and breaks out of his character a little.
Yeah,
But,
'cause he's a really charismatic guy,
yeah, he is.
especially in Gangster Squad.
Yeah, he's great in Gangster Squad.
Yeah.
I thought that the the production design and stuff was pretty good. The
Yeah.
costumes, the wardrobe,
Felt like they were in the late late 60s, yeah.
yeah, the ship itself felt very claustrophobic, and like all the buttons looked analog, and
It felt like it could
Yeah.
break apart at any moment.
Yeah. it felt like someone just made this like together, like in their back garage, like made it out back.
Yeah.
We're going to the moon, boys. Where are we dropping?
The opening scene I thought was great. I mean, it made me very claustrophobic, and like I just thought it was really well shot.
Yeah, it took me right into the stake of the film.
Yeah.
But and then like that had nothing to do with anything.
And then the movie just like went like so monotone after that. Like nothing big was happening.
There's a lot of funeral scenes in this film.
there's
a
like
lot
3.
of there's a lot of death. They really don't elaborate much on supporting characters.
Yeah, Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin's barely a character in this film. I guess like the death that shakes him the most after his daughters is his next door neighbor, across the street neighbor Ed. He and his wife are like their neighbors, their friends. There's just like montages of them at the pool with the kids.
The
and
wife is
a couple nothing conversations.
And then the wife goes all Blair Witch on us and stands by the hood.
Starts staring at the car and has a mental breakdown, and no one cares, I guess.
Yeah, the movie doesn't do anything about that after. I guess it was just showing the stakes of this mission, what it could do to his wife,
And
I guess.
was told by a much more intellectual film connoisseur than myself that I just didn't get this film. and apparently those choices to not elaborate on any of the characters was because Neil Armstrong as a character didn't want to get to know anyone because anyone could die at any moment. And whether that may or may not be true, I guess you could make an argument for that being the reason why this film doesn't have a cast.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame because I think that they did a great job casting this film. There's a lot of really good talent. Jason Clarke's great. Doesn't really have too many scenes. Kyle Chandler's great. Doesn't have too many scenes. Corey Stoll was amazing on House of Cards. I haven't seen him in anything great yet, except I hear Romanoff's is good. He's barely in the movie. But yeah, I mean, there was a supporting cast here that I guess they chose not to use.
Yeah, they really made it about the first man.
And, like, he doesn't act, so...
This movie's getting raving reviews.
Yeah, this is a movie that critics love.
Yeah.
You can just tell. It's a film movie.
It might be this year's The Post.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate The Post.
No, I don't
either. Fine
movie. I thought The Post is a fine movie.
Yeah.
I think this is a fine movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is like a high 7 for me. It's I don't really care too much about the stakes. I mean, because it's a history pick. You know how it's going to end. There were a couple scenes that I got really emotional. I thought the cinematography, for the most part, was good, and I like the zoom-ins.
Yeah.
I thought they were a little cheesy at times, like when they're in the mission control and it just zooms in on a guy pulling out a guitar. But like
anyway, here's Wonderwall
with like his daughter and stuff. A lot of it felt like home footage.
Yeah.
Him at home with the kids and running around and playing with them. Like that stuff was great. But
Zoom-ins.
then once you get to those big spectacle moments, like the moon landing and the other attempts to go out into space, those honestly look great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they shot this on film, was to make it look that exact way. There's a little bit of like grain and it feels tangible.
Yeah.
I really liked that element.
It was no Plan 9 from outer space, but it was a fine space movie.
I'd probably watch Plan 9 from Outer Space before watching this again.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't see myself watching First Man, and maybe before the Oscars if I want to re-watch it if I have time.
If it gets when it gets nominated for Best Picture,
Yeah.
and I watch all the Best Picture films, I might give this one another watch.
If it gets another theatrical release, maybe.
It probably will.
Because I would like to see it in a real IMAX theater. The one we went to was kind of boneless.
Well, we went to a certified IMAX theater. But it was in a bigger chain. Like, I'm not paying to see this movie on IMAX a second time.
Yeah, that wasn't even real IMAX though.
No. The sound design was good.
Yeah.
At least we got the surround sound.
Yeah, at least we got good speakers.
The 12.1.
We didn't talk about this in Venom. Venom was a loud fucking movie.
I think it was just the theater we were in.
Yeah, like that hurt my ears.
Yeah. And we were the only 3 people in there. Usually there's more bodies to absorb the sound waves.
That was just a really weird experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, First Man's a fine movie. I guess we'll get more in-depth on it when the Academy Awards come through.
I think my dad would like this movie, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like one of those, it's on TV, you'll probably watch it, you know. I don't think that this is like going to go down as like the best movie of 2018.
No.
This isn't going to go down as Damien Chazelle's magnum opus or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think we've had our best movie of 2018 yet.
I hope not. I really hope not. Because like Hereditary might be my favorite movie of the year as of now.
It's up there for me too. And
it's October, guys. Come on, step it up.
Speaking of movies that might be in my top 10, Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
Halloween, the sequel to Halloween.
Yeah, 40 years later.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is back.
Yep.
And it wasn't shit.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't shit. It was one of the better Halloween sequels.
It was a very well-made horror movie.
This really feels like the Force Awakens of the Halloween cinematic universe.
Yeah.
They retconned a lot of bullshit. I guess every sequel, which I don't think was completely necessary, but they did it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, Halloween 3 is still canon, because that's like not connected to anything.
Yeah, Halloween 3 can still be canon, I guess. Halloween 2, it was retconned, so apparently Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are not brother-sister.
No, that we know of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the twist for the Halloween 2 for this movie.
Well, I was thinking, we're going to go in the spoilers, but I was thinking, I'm skipping, but the end of the movie, the last shot is her with the knife.
The granddaughter grabbing.
What if
the
they're
knife.
like passing the torch and doing something different? But I know they're not going to be that creative. Because didn't they do that in one of the sequels?
Yeah, Halloween 4, Jamie Strode, which is the daughter of Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
That movie is all about her surviving Michael Myers trying to kill her. She's like 8. At the end of the movie, she puts on a mask. It goes POV like the start of the first Halloween movie, and she kills people.
That's a cool ending.
It's a great ending. It's a good little twist. It's not what people expect.
Yeah.
Did
Ryan Johnson direct it?
No. I don't think they're going to do that. If they do that with the next Halloween movie, that would blow my mind.
Something's just... There's got to be some kind of connection with that knife, because she was even, like, looking at it in some scenes and shit.
I mean, if she got a taste for blood and becomes an indestructible force, interesting. It might be her tracking down her boyfriend that ruined her prom night.
They can build off of it.
Or,
instead of
prom, Halloween night, Halloween dance night.
Whatever that was.
I don't know.
I don't know what school would have a
Halloween
dance. Yeah.
At the school?
No
way.
Yeah.
Not in America.
No. And it felt like this movie took place in 2018 America.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I liked how streamlined the trick-or-treating was. It was like on like one block.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it is nowadays. Parents really don't trust their kids roaming around outside the neighborhood anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of how my hometown was. There was just one trick-or-treat block, and really because it was full of the rich families. That's kind of why everybody went to that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of subdivisions where I lived in the Midwest, and like the subdivisions, people would go trick-or-treating, but just like the big houses on the side of the road.
Yep.
They didn't have trick-or-treaters. They didn't hand out candy. It was just like the neighborhoods. People would go to the neighborhoods if they didn't live in one, or they'd go with friends or whatever. So, yeah, I felt like this movie was, it was a Halloween movie set in the year 2018.
Yeah, it's interesting how they started the movie. I really liked how the movie started with these fucking podcasters.
Yeah.
There was a whole article on like how bad these podcasters were. Like just like you don't pay Laura for 3 minutes, or just how they handled everything. Like it was just a really funny article about that, but it's a Halloween movie, so
yeah, they're like shoving the mask in Michael Myers' face, like do something and say something, and it's like you don't do that with a serial killer. Like the doctor would not allow that to happen in the first place.
Yeah,
I mean maybe this doctor would. I like that twist.
Yeah,
actually.
Another
I've heard
major
a lot
spoiler.
Of people talking online that they don't like that twist, and I don't see why. I thought that was a really good moment.
I mean, it was just there to move the plot along, but it was a good way to move the plot along.
Yeah, sure. He had to be the reason to get Michael into attacking the Strode family, because apparently there's no connection. There's no reason why Michael would want to face Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode is crazy and wants to kill him. But I think that it's a good tonal shift in the film, because that twist, quote unquote, where he kills the police officer just because he doesn't want to see Michael die, functions very well as as a tonal shift for the movie. Yeah. Because the first 2 acts are just like a by-the-numbers Halloween film. There's dumb teenage characters. They start trying to have sex. Michael Myers kills them. Michael Myers is a force to be reckoned with. He just literally goes through like every street down the neighborhood and just brutally murders people. That's exactly what people wanted to see.
Yeah, like if Michael Myers had a vendetta in the first place, don't you think he would have gone after his parents?
Yeah. And there was, he killed them as a little boy.
I thought he just killed his sister.
Oh.
His parents were the ones who discovered the body and everything.
You're right.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Anyway.
I think we both enjoyed a very comedic character in the film, this little kid. I'm not sure what the actor's name is or anything, but I'm sure we're going to see him in future things.
Yeah.
Kind of stole the movie for about a half hour there.
Jabral Nimbatu is his name. He played Julian. The kid's hilarious.
He's awesome.
Yeah, this is like his debut. He was in an episode of Preacher.
all the teenagers in that were pretty good.
Yeah, I like the kid that was in Cockblockers.
Yeah.
He's like the stupid stoner boyfriend.
This was just a Cockblockers reunion because you had what's her name as the mother.
Judy Greer was the mom, not what's her face. The mom in Cockblockers was someone else.
I'm pretty sure there was 2 different mothers in Cockblockers.
Hang on. Gotta look this up.
When it's October and we're still talking about Cockblockers.
Yeah, dude, Judy Greer was not in this film. Was not in Blockers.
What? Really?
Positive.
Who was it?
Leslie Mann, Catherine Newton.
Oh. Wow. I guess they are 2 different people. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Wow.
It's all good. Well, honestly, I thought Laurie was great. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was phenomenal in this film. My favorite element of this was the last 20 minutes or so with her hunting Michael Myers. I thought that was a really nice role reversal.
Her taking her old gun in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis's character was so broken by the events that happened 40 years ago that she lived the rest of her life in fear that either Michael was going to come back or that when he did come back, she needed to kill him.
Yeah.
That she raised her daughter horribly, got her daughter taken away from her when she was 12.
Yeah.
And now, like, you see the aftermath of that when her granddaughter is about the same age she was the first time around.
Yeah.
I actually really bought that family dynamic, and I genuinely liked it.
Yeah, I like when her at the end coming out of the shadow and going Happy Halloween. Like, I thought that was great. I like the callback when she fell off the patio or whatever and she disappeared.
Yeah.
Music's great once again.
Yeah, this is honestly like one of the best scores, I think, of all of the Halloween films.
I like the start of the opening credits with the pumpkin coming back up instead of going down.
Yeah, I think that
it's kind of like rejuvenating the franchise.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think we're probably going to get a lot of sequels to this.
Busta Rhymes is going to come back.
Oh, no. Dear God, no. I refuse to let that happen.
Yeah, I guess overall, what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is definitely when, man, I don't know. I have 2 favorite scenes. There's the scene where Michael Myers is now in his mask. He shows up on this neighborhood. All these people trick-or-treating.
The tracking shot, it's one shot. That's my favorite one.
He goes in, he grabs the hammer, he kills some random lady who's cooking up ham. He takes her knife, and then he goes next door and just stabs a babysitter. I thought that scene was awesome. I liked how long that shot went on. And, I mean, honestly, that's Michael Myers. That's one of the coolest scenes, I think. Some of the best deaths in the whole film are right there. But I honestly really dug the whole last sequence, that kind of power struggle between Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers, between Laurie Strode and Mike Myers. It's a thing that fans have wanted to see for a long time, and I feel like this finally did it justice.
They're like, oh, the ending of the movie turned into Home Alone. I'm like, yeah, that was the point. The home was a trap for Michael Myers.
That's exactly what she wanted to happen. I've seen a couple fan theories online.
Yeah, so we didn't get that definitive end like you kind of wanted.
Yeah, I wanted this to be the end of Michael Myers.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, I wish they're never gonna kill Michael Myers off, and I kind of knew that deep down.
I mean, at some point the character's gonna be too old. He's already in his 50s.
So in 1969 he was 6 years old. So 1963. And that was...
movie came out in 78.
55 years old?
Yeah.
65 years old? I don't know.
I think in his late 50s. Yeah. So, he's already getting up there. But they can always do a prequel or a flashback, so anything can happen.
Don't worry, there'll be another Halloween film set in the 80s or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah. John Cena's going to play him.
John Cena's going to play the Shape.
John Cena's gonna be like the teenager in distress.
Yeah, but I saw a couple of theories online the way Michael was able to escape. One theory that I like to think is that the doctor kind of derailed the bus, maybe killed the bus driver and let Michael go, because the doctor's the only live person at that scene.
He wasn't hurt at all, until the
kid shot him.
Yeah, what'd you think of the scene with the kid wanting to be a dancer and the father's...
His dad's like, I want to take you hunting. He's like, Dad, I'll hunt with you, but right now I want to focus on my dancing.
Yeah,
I thought it was really like odd and like weirdly progressive, and then at the same time, like, it's one of the youngest kills Michael's ever had. That boy was like 12.
That was pretty jarring.
His neck got snapped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I kind of thought that was a good kill. It was like, oh, okay, this is the Michael Myers we're dealing with. This isn't like Halloween 1 where he's just gonna kill teenagers having sex. This is like a monster that needs to be stopped.
You could tell it's been a while since we've had a slasher movie like this come out, because I went with friends and I was like, oh, what'd you think? And some of them were like, it was pretty campy and cheesy. I'm like, yeah, that's Halloween movies. It's you can tell it's been a while since we've had a movie like this.
Yeah, it has been. And the Rob Zombie Halloween films aren't campy. They're just garbage.
I mean, I haven't seen them, but just by the looks of them, it looks like a totally different movie.
Yeah.
They made 2 of them?
2. Yeah.
Isn't the second one called like H2O or some shit?
No.
Okay.
No, H2O is a whole other movie.
Oh.
That was a movie that was made 20 years ago. That was 20 years after the events of Halloween 1, and it was a direct sequel to Halloween 1. I think. Maybe it counted Halloween 2. I don't remember. I didn't watch H2O this year, but I watched Retribution, which is the sequel after H2O.
You know, the people that don't like the order of Star Wars definitely aren't fans of the Halloween movies.
No. Yeah, they've rewritten the timeline so many times, it doesn't even really matter that this movie negates half of, or all but the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis said in multiple interviews, just the first movie, worry about that, so I'm just going by her word.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was great. That scene where they're at the dinner table, and she just, like, shows up, she, like, shotguns
She's the crazy grandma.
Lines.
Yeah,
she was very believable. Another theory I read is that she's the one who derailed the bus. We only see her sitting there taking a shot of whatever tequila or
she
whatever
had a gun. She could have just shot the bus.
She just cries, screams, and then the next time we see her, she's at the dinner table. But in that amount of time, the bus derails. So.
Yeah, the bus could have crashed. Could have been about to walk over and regretted it.
Could have been either one.
There's some good theories.
Yeah, I think.
Is there theories on how Michael Myers escaped the fire?
I don't know.
Or we're just not going to worry about it?
He just escapes.
I mean, in the first Halloween, he gets shot like, what, 7 or 8 times in the
6
chest?
times,
Yeah, so, and he just gets up and runs off.
Yeah, runs away at the speed of light.
Yeah.
With 6 bullet wounds
He just
in him.
spawned away.
Yeah.
Nothing personal, kid.
Honestly, like, I think this movie was perfect for what it needed to be. I think this is the Force Awakens of Halloween movies.
Absolutely.
It brought the attention to a new audience, a younger audience, perhaps.
Got me into it.
Yeah. And it was good. It had some of the best kills in the whole series. I liked when he just curb stomps the doctor and his head explodes. Like, that was like an 80s movie death.
Yeah.
It was really cool looking. I liked the one dude's head as a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah. There were some really creepy scenes, but then there was also a lot of good laughs in the first 2 acts.
Yeah.
There was like disturbing kills. The 2 podcasters, he just demolishes both of them.
And her taking a piss and him coming in, that was a pretty scary setting.
Yeah, he just like drops a handful of teeth. Like, that's disgusting.
Oh, and I love when towards the end when she thought Michael Myers was in the closet.
Yeah.
And it was just a nice flashback. Yeah.
2 different occasions she thought Michael Myers was in the closet.
Thought that was a cool flashback to the first movie, because that was my favorite scene of the original movie. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, go see it. It might be my top 10 of the year. We got a couple months to go, but it's up there.
It's probably like my second favorite horror movie of the year. It's right up there with A Quiet Place. So.
Yeah. Isn't Hereditary your best movie of the year? So it'd be your third favorite.
No.
Oh. Wait.
It's right up there with A Quiet Place.
Okay,
it's my
so it's like competing
film,
against
Josh.
it right now. Okay.
Jesus Christ. No, Hereditary was way better than this because the performances were out the wazoo. Like,
yeah.
Honestly,
It's been a good year for horror movies.
yeah, we've gotten 3 good ones.
Yeah.
Probably like a few other sleepers in there somewhere.
Ghost Stories will always be a sleeper.
Ghost Stories, yeah. I think that actually got released in the UK last year.
Yeah.
Here, like, festival season. It still hasn't gotten a wide release in the States.
Yeah.
And I think more people would really like that movie.
I think that'd be a cool Netflix movie.
Yeah.
They should just release it under
slap
Netflix.
It on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, any of them really.
Yeah.
It'd take off. Like, Halloween time would have been the perfect time to do it. They kind of missed the boat on that.
Maybe they'll wait till next year.
Maybe.
I don't know. Kind of sucks. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What are we at?
50 minutes.
15 minutes? All right. We have a bit of movie news.
Yep.
So, Disney is reportedly rebooting the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise with the Deadpool writers, and that's really all the info we have on it. Jerry Bruckheimer is coming back to produce it. We do not know if Johnny Depp will be there. Yeah, that's really all the information we got at the moment.
So the article says nothing about a reboot, but it's in the headline.
Yeah.
So that's a little
take it with a grain of salt.
odd.
Yeah.
I think if they go the reboot route, it's way too soon. We just got a sequel to the first 3 movies like 2 years ago now.
Yeah. So the Deadpool writers also wrote the Zombieland movie, which is interesting because that means the director of the original Zombieland might cling on to this project. Who we were talking about earlier. I was thinking,
the director of Venom.
Yeah, he might be in talks to do this movie too, since Venom made a lot of money also, and the best parts of Venom was the comedy.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. If they go the comedic route and they do this reboot, it's probably not going to be about the Turner family.
No.
So the Turner family was always the serious part about pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Pirates films a lot. I'm glad I rewatched them for this show.
It's my second favorite franchise of all time.
I personally don't think we need a full-on reboot.
That'd be a lot.
I think we could just continue where we left off.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us a hint of Davy Jones at the end. We could build off of that.
Or maybe if they want to keep it comedic and not have Davy Jones at all, I mean,
Yeah.
you still got Captain Jack Sparrow. Johnny Depp will play that character again.
Yeah, I think they're just worried about Johnny Depp right now, but I guess we'll see how Fantastic Beasts do. This Fantastic Beasts movie is going to be make or break for Johnny Depp right now. So if they really like his performance and he does a lot of good positive marketing, I think they'll put him back in Pirates, no problem.
Yeah. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be, like, a lot sillier.
Yeah.
I could see it going maybe, like, I don't want, like, fourth wall breaking.
No. Like, I don't want a slapstick comedy out of it. Which
is weird because there's borderline slapstick elements in the... Like, I really don't know why you need the Deadpool writers to write your Pirates movie.
Well, what I like about the Pirates movies comedy is most of it's physical. And physical comedy is so hard to do these days. Like, that's what I've always liked about the character of Jack Sparrow. So what I'm afraid with the Deadpool writers is I don't want one-liners. I don't want a Marvel-type movie in my Pirates franchise.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's one-liners like, this will be the days they almost caught, but it's like, it doesn't feel like a one-liner.
I mean, no, there's some witty banter and dialogue, but it's not like...
It's not like in your face.
It's not quips in the middle of, like, an action scene. It's not like... Yeah, it's not like...
They're just lines.
Yeah.
Like, they're not one-liners. They just fit the movie. It's not like, oh, you look like Squidward. Like, I don't want Robert Downey Jr. to be on a beach calling Davy Jones Squidward.
Yeah. I don't really know what I want from this Pirates movie. I mean...
It could be anything.
Yeah, it really could. What if it's about the ride? What if it's literally, like, guys get stuck in the ride and it comes to life at night?
Like, the movie starts out with, like, them going down a waterfall and...
No, I mean, like, literally, what if it's about 2 dudes going on the ride at Disney World and the ride shuts down, they get stuck on the ride at night, and the animatronics come to life? That sounds like something that the Deadpool writers would do.
Night of the Museum, but in the Pirates ride.
Yeah, that makes too much sense.
Would you have Johnny Depp come back as the Jack Sparrow animatronic?
It'd be like a cameo.
Then it could literally just be Johnny Depp fucking around. Yeah. So I guess that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
Thanks. Hollywood, hire me. Please. I'll be graduating in 6 months.
You just gave Disney your elevator pitch for when you graduate.
Yeah. We could do that with the Haunted Mansion ride, too.
Yeah.
I already said Tom Hiddleston.
Spaceship Earth. That'd be a pretty lit time travel movie.
Country Time Bears. We could just have Christopher Walken come back and yell.
The People Mover movie. Alien Escape.
Luigi's spinning tires. Whatever, floating tires.
Oh, in the cars.
I think they already shut that ride down.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like it was a ride you could like control yourself and it got too out of hand?
People were going out of hand. It was getting out of control.
I was at the Toy Story Land. I mean, it's pretty small, but I mean, it's good for kids.
I hear the Slinky Coaster's lit.
Yeah, it looks lit. The line was really fucking long. I just didn't bother, and it was really hot out. And I also went to Avatar World, went on one of the rides. It was cool. Wish I remembered what the movie was about.
Yeah, it's a shame that they turned. I think it was called.
It was gonna be like unicorns and dragons and shit. It was gonna be more like Mystic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had this like big dragon coaster planned and that, and it's just budgeting and James Cameron. There you go. They'll probably buy the rights to Avatar sooner or later, because that's how Star Wars started. Star Tours became a thing, and then years later, we got Disney buying Star Wars. And it always starts with the theme parks.
It sure does. It's easier to obtain rights for our roller coaster name than it does to acquire movie rights.
That's why Universal Studios still has the Marvel stuff, but I think they're expiring soon. California's is already expired, and Florida's, I think, is expiring very soon.
I think it's like 2021, I think.
Yeah. Well, they have plans to do a Marvel hotel or some shit.
Yay. They're doing a Star Wars, like, hotel thing.
Yeah, and it's like every room you're in is like a different story or something. I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know.
Is Rian Johnson writing all of the rooms?
Yeah, they're all going to subvert your expectations. The shower comes from the ground like a bidet.
You go in and like the bathtub's on the top. The shower head's on the bottom.
There's Jawas in your closet.
Your main villain of your story dies in the middle of the film for no reason.
Yep. It's very likely to happen. Yeah, in non-movie related news, I'm pretty sure the entire Smash Brothers roster just got leaked today.
Yeah, so there's like 10 guys?
Yeah, so we've already had a good amount of characters announced for the game. However, there is a rumor that we have another Nintendo Direct coming later this month to kind of like show off some of the final elements, including if we're having a story mode or not in the upcoming Smash Bros. Game. There's a lot of stuff that we still don't know, but as of now, the newcomers that got leaked today that are in like so every time there's a new character announced, they add them to this mural,
right?
And they're doing like this mural for like the game art, and it's been like an advertising thing, and it's really cool. I like the artwork for it a lot.
So the game art, like the game cover, is gonna have every character on it?
No.
Okay.
So it's promotional material. It's been on their website, and as they announce more and more characters, they keep on adding more and more to this mural, and it's called the Everyone Is Here mural. Mm-hmm. And this looked like the finalized version.
Except for Waluigi.
Right. So there was this Snapchat video of this guy who is in a printing shop, probably making promotional materials. He has Bandai Namco as a license. People like looked him up on LinkedIn. He leaked this on his Snapchat story. A lot of people started downloading and sharing it. It blew up. This was earlier today. And people are screenshotting it and looking in pixel by pixel. And people were able to trace outliners in that tiny little thing. And Isaac from Golden Sun, the Chorus Kids from Rhythm Heaven, Mach Rider from Excite Bike, Gino from the Super Mario RPG game, Banjo and Kazooie, Ken from Street Fighter as an Echo Fighter,
Okay.
and Shadow the Hedgehog as an Echo Fighter.
Shit. Really?
Are the 7 characters announced today that are leaked. I think that's going to be it for the starting roster. I think those 7 characters are going to be it, and then we'll see more as DLC down the line.
Isn't it crazy that a year ago we didn't even think they were going to do a Smash Bros. Game for the Switch?
Yes, this has been great.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked because this game comes out in like 6 weeks. Whether or not any of those characters are in the game or not,
yeah,
like,
it's still a packed roster.
Yeah, this is like the biggest roster we've ever had. I'm stoked. This game's competitive play is going to be super fun.
So you've watched a lot of gameplay on this, 'cause I haven't. And you think it's catering to more of the competitive audience.
Absolutely, it's catering more to the competitive audience. The engine itself is a lot faster. It's more movement-based.
That's not good for me.
No. But it doesn't look combo heavy and exploitable, because that was like what people didn't like about Brawl. The meta. Once people actually figured out how to play the game competitively, it was just a series of chain grabs and a series of combo locks that you can't really get out of.
That was my biggest problem with Brawl, that I couldn't just pick up and play it.
Yeah,
because I didn't have a lot of patience as a child.
Mm-mm. And like Melee is so fast paced. Like as a kid, it was the hardest one to control because like your characters move so fast, you can just kill yourself super easy.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be like a fine line between casual and competitive play. I just really hope this game has single player, because the Switch audience is huge. There's so many people.
That'd be just great practice if they had a campaign.
Yeah. Subspace Emissary is my favorite thing about Brawl as a standalone. Is like, oh, it's got a story mode. Like, it's kind of garbage. It's really repetitive. But, like, it still is an excuse to have all these characters as a crossover. You see, Meta Knight and Ike from Fire Emblem fight together. You see Snake and Mr. Game & Watch team up. You see Captain Falcon and Olimar team up. It's just... It's fun to see. Like, that's fan service right there, and it's all that anyone's ever really asking for out of a Smash game. So I think it'd be cool if we saw that again, but I'm not going to set my expectations too high. It'll probably be something more along the lines of like an adventure run.
Like a tournament type thing.
Yeah.
Which they've done in the past.
Yeah. I'm just excited. We haven't heard anything about the online play for this. I hope it's really good, because Nintendo's now charging for online. It's really cheap. It's way cheaper than like Xbox Plus.
Very fucking cheap.
Whatever the PlayStation
$20 a year is like nothing.
Yeah, $20 a year is really cheap. But like, I really hope they get better servers. That was like the worst thing about Smash 4.
I'm excited to play Mario Party. That came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we still haven't played it.
We'll be playing it sooner or later.
Yeah, make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Mario Party as well.
I haven't even opened my Switch yet. It's still sitting there.
Wait, it's still in a box?
Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing?
I've been sleeping.
You haven't set up your Switch?
I was going to set it up last night at around 7, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I guess I'll just go back to bed. It's like, it's been a long week, but glad I'm back in the swing of things. Glad I'm back in the swing of things. I'm glad we're back on Missing Link. Yeah. I missed the past 2 weeks.
For sure.
Yeah. And I did recommend Sleepy Hollow, but we didn't get to that. But you have any...
I did.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to watch it. But you have a movie recommendation for me.
I was going to have a couple more horror movies for you, but
we just don't know when we're recording this.
Special. Happy Halloween, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone watching. We've got a live stream coming out on Halloween. It's going to be a Star Wars wrestling pay-per-view.
You're going to be the Crow for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm going as the Crow.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any plans for Halloween at the moment. I don't even know. I was thinking, like, since I have the dark hair now, I was thinking, like, The Undertaker.
Oh, there you go.
If I could get something in time.
Everyone's going to think I'm Sting, though.
Yeah. Or if I come in as The Undertaker and you come in as the Crow, everybody's just going to assume you're Sting.
Okay. Come on.
I was thinking Kylo Ren, but I forgot the mask at home, because I actually have a full mask. So I could have done that. I don't know.
Yeah, I have like not semi-permanent. I have spray hair dye, because the Crow is black hair.
Yeah.
Can both go as the Crow.
We'll just both do it.
That would be weird. Let's not say we did.
That would be too much. All right.
So yeah, movie recommendation.
Let's see. We're gonna be in November.
Yeah.
What's?
Have you seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We're gonna watch that. It's John Hughes film. Writer of Breakfast Club, Ferris
Okay.
Bueller's Day Off. But it's with Steve Martin and John Candy.
I love Steve
It's all
Martin.
about coming home for the holidays. The holiday is actually Thanksgiving.
Okay. So a Thanksgiving movie. That's nice. Yeah.
It's one of like 3.
Yeah. I have a list of like Christmas stuff. So get excited for that.
Cool. So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the watch of the week.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Wow, I'm glad I pulled that out of thin air. Thanks for watching this in link. If you want to comment, leave a comment. If you don't want to comment, subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to subscribe, leave a like.
Channel's growing, so thank you guys for all the support.
Yeah, big thanks. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.